Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. Fan Fest is upon us. We will be at Bank of America Stadium in less than 24 hours, seeing the Panthers practice for the first time in front of fans. It's going to be incredible. If you would like to join the show, I've pinned the link to join via Streamyard to the top of the YouTube chat, to the top of the Facebook chat. And we appreciate y'all spending each and every Friday afternoon with the C3 Panthers podcast. I want to give a quick shout out to Facebook Films, who has lit up my room brilliantly to do a bit of a documentary on your boy, talking Panther football, talking C3 Panthers podcast. So shout out to them. Appreciate them. First up, he's in a different surrounding, but you know we couldn't do the free for all without him. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up, brother?
What's up, folks? I'm at a hotel in the middle of Charlotte. And of course it storms.
You brought the
80
rain
some
with
degrees,
you, huh?
100 degrees weather last week and probably the week before that. I come in, get ready for Fan Fest, be 78 degrees. What the hell, man? You know what? That's all right, though. We're going to keep pounding.
That's right.
On the way to conquer the NFC South.
Yeah, baby, let's go. Next up, you know we got the man, Jake the Snake F. You back on the free for all. Jake, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, Cody. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, man. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Hopefully the storm doesn't last too long if it does happen tomorrow. I'm looking forward to meeting all y'all, man. And, we got flooded today during training camp with news, so I'm excited to talk about that with you guys.
Yes, sir. It's always a big time news day, man. There's so much stuff happening at Panthers training camp surrounding this defense. Our offense is finally starting to turn it on. They're getting the ball in the hands of Taylor McMillan. Man, it's an exciting time to be a Panther fan. You know, we're joined by Michael Wydrick. Michael, what's up, dude?
What's up, Cody? What's up, everybody? Glad to be on the Friday Free for All. And all I gotta say is keep pounding.
Yes, sir. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Let's jump right into it. Boys, we had a very emotional Taylor Moton talking about his contract yesterday. And Pickle, we've talked about this a bunch of times before. Taylor Moton has been one of the most loyal Panthers that we've had. You know, he's gotten better each and every season. And he was asked the other day about his contract situation. And this might be the first time that I've ever seen that man shed a tear. And it really shows how much the Panthers as an organization mean to him, but how bad he wants to be here as well. Let's take a listen to Taylor Moton, and then we will respond. One moment.
He's here in Carolina. I know everyone, but the city, being a Panther means a lot to me. It's crazy. You don't know. Obviously, I want the years to continue, but this is my last year here. I want it to be my best year. I want it to be the offensive line's best year, the offensive unit's best year, team's best year. Do whatever I can to help us be our best yet. So I'm a little emotional about it.
So Taylor Moton definitely worked up, definitely a little emotional. He has given his blood, sweat, and tears to this organization, but he's not on contract for next year. He currently counts a whopping $31.5 million against the salary cap this year. But Pickle, we have talked about it before. He has gotten better each and every year. What do you think this means for his contract negotiations with Carolina?
I think a lot of it, Brandon Tillis made some talk, but I think a lot of it's still just contract chatter. They don't, Tillis can't go up there and say, well, he's the best right tackle in the NFL when we have to pay him accordingly, and then turn around and offer the agent a deal about 20 million when currently the highest paid right tackle is making on the average 28 million per year. So,
Right.
I mean, and what they make per year is different from the cap hit. Because a lot of times you go to over the cap, you're going to see 31 million cap hit. That ain't necessarily what he's making. That's just his cap hit by this calculate the bonuses and all that he's past due for now. I have a tendency to believe that what they're going to do is allow Taylor Moton's contract to expire, but there's a time limit around 30 days by the time his contract expires that he can't sign with anybody else or negotiate with anybody else. They may use that timeline. That way, when they re-sign him, they don't have to push anything back. It's exactly how it is now.
Sure.
That's my opinion, though. So, but who
Sure.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? By the end of this season, you may not. You don't know what you got by the end of this year.
Yeah, and a lot of it is going to depend on how he does play this year. And listen, like I've already said ad nauseum, Taylor Moton plays better each and every year. His numbers have done nothing but get better every year that he's been here in Carolina. But he isn't under contract for next year. And you make a point, Pickle, that a lot of it seems like Brant Tillis was sort of talking to the agent rather than talking to Taylor Moton. This is what Brant Tillis had to say about Taylor Moton and his contract talks.
Talked about, this is his last year of his contract. Where are you guys at from a communication standpoint? And are you open, like you said, with Chuba to kind of address this once the season begins?
So any conversations that we have with Taylor and his agents, or any player and their agents, will just keep between us. As far as Taylor himself goes, I did see him get a little emotional up here. That's hard. That's a hard part of our business, that somebody pours their whole life into this like Taylor has, and he's faced with potentially going to a new place next year. But at the same time, we are going to make the best decision for the organization, and if that means keeping Taylor here, then that's great. If those two things align, we are open to it. But I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, we're definitely not going to do it, or we definitely are. Whatever makes the best sense for the Panthers, we'll do.
The second round pick negotiation talked about.
So, boys, listen, I love Taylor Moton. I love his emotion, but I'm going to keep it real here. I do like and appreciate the fact that Brant Tillis is a business-first kind of guy, and his job is to do what is in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers. And he has to focus on paying a 53-man roster and playing the best players what they're worth. And that's a tough job to do. Let me pass the mic to my man Jake real quick. Jake, what do you make of Taylor Moton and Brant Tillis and this sort of back and forth that they've had at the podiums?
Well, when it comes to Brant Tillis, it's almost like a wait and see situation, right? I think they're kind of the number has to be right, and I think they're going to try to let him play out the year. But at the same time, they're not going to be scared to negotiate a deal, because they negotiated a deal with Chuba last year, and it was middle to late of the season when they gave him that contract. So at least shows you that we've had GMs in the past where during the season they never made a deal. They wait till the end of the season to make a deal, or it was the beginning of the season before they made deals. So at least I love that aspect when it comes to Brant Tillis. He's not scared, or if the price is right, to get a deal done during the season. But I do think it's more of a wait and see situation. But Taylor Moton's been a staple for the offensive line so damn long, and I know I kind of got I'm kind of passionate about him because he's been with us going on 8 seasons now. And he's just been that anchor at the right side, man. But I know it's a business. I know it has to be, make sense for both sides. I hope it gets done, but who knows, man.
I want it to get done if it needs to get done. And basically what I mean by that is that if he continues to play well and he's healthy at the end of this year, I would love to see him back here for another year. Alex, what did you think about Taylor Moton, him getting emotional at his press conference and talking about wanting to spend his best years here in Carolina in the past and in the future? What do you think about Taylor Moton, and do you think he'll be here next year? Michael, you there?
Oh, I thought you were talking
You're
to Alex.
No, you go ahead, Michael.
Okay. So honestly, I love his passion. Like I know he wants to be a diehard Panther player on this team. And I respect that because honestly, the way I see it, like I want him to stay here. Like, but we gotta look at it at a business standpoint of view too. Is that Brad Tillis is trying to focus on what he needs to do to try to provide, well, not provide, but basically trying to work out a contract for him. But it's like this, how I put it. Okay, if Taylor Moton does what he does best, which we all know he does, if he does better than that, though, then we need to pay him. But if like some struggles come up, then I don't know what else to say. Like that, it would break my heart to see him go, though. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I love that dude. I love that dude.
Absolutely, and you're right, Michael. You got to understand Marty Herney back in the day. He reacted to these contracts with his heart, and it hurt. It hurt the Panthers in the end. In long term, it hurt the Panthers. Brandon Tillis is guaranteed he's not going to do that. So I don't want Brandon Tillis to go in and think with his heart. I don't want him to see that tear drip down Taylor Moton's eye and say, I just got to give him what he wants to keep him because he's part of the team long term. And they end up giving him a 5-year deal. In 2 years, something's happened and we're sinking in cap and need to find another right tackle. So you don't want to go into these contract negotiations with your heart. You need to go with your brain, and Brandon Tillis is doing that really well.
Yeah, and I also found out that this is another really good year for tackles. It would be a really interesting year what they do decide to do. Lox Man, what's up, man? Lox Man, do I got you? We'll come back to Lox Man. Panther Pickle. Brent Tillis also made a point about saying that we're not going to pay essentially Bryce Young. That he's not on the short list to be paid right now. What did you make of that while I find that quote?
I think a lot of these contracts they're going to wait to the end of the year and do them. The majority of them, they at the end of this year, a lot of contracts are going to go off the books. DJ Wanhams, for example, is going to go off the books. With some money that you save with some of these contracts leaving, you'll have a little bit more money to spend and keep some of these guys around. And let's be reality. Reality is sometimes you just can't afford to keep everybody. You just can't. That's just the sense of it. I assume that that Adam's going to retire. So you have to have a situation where you're going to have available money to get other people if you need it and add some free agents to your team. So you can't spend every dime you're going to have on two people. It's just not realistic. If you say I've got to re-sign Bryce Young because he's going to play elite quarterback and I got to give Taylor Moton all the money he wants, you might be done with what you can afford. And that means your corner and your safety and your linebacker, you're just out of luck. And you just can't do it that way. You've got to be intelligent when you're writing these contracts. It's like you go to grandma's and grandma gives you a $500 bill and say, that's all you're going to get for the next 6 months. Well, you go to Walmart and you blow it all on a few items and you're enjoying yourself. And the end of that week, you're hungry.
So this is what Brant Tillis had to say about Bryce Young. He said, Bryce is an ascending player. I don't want to sit here and make any kind of promises, any kind of statements about what we're thinking for Bryce's contract or anything like that. So essentially, he pretty much laid it out there that he is not first on the docket right now. And then when you hear what's going on with Micah Parsons in the NFL right now, he has officially requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. And a lot of people are starting to think rather that this is what happened.
Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
That this
Can
is
you
what
hear me?
happened.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I hear you, Locks. Hang on 1 second. That this is what happens
I
when
just
you
want to make
go.
sure.
Yeah, that this is what happens when you wait too long to pay your young players. They get more and more expensive. This is why I really appreciate how we handled the signing of J.C. Horn and paying him before the cornerback market exploded. Uh,
Right.
Jake, what do you make of Brant Tillis essentially come out and saying that Bryce is not on the short list to get that second deal yet?
I mean, I really like how Brandon Tillis like handles his business, right? Because he keeps a lot of stuff to his chest. He don't really he gives you a little snippet of something, but he don't really give out his plans. But that's, I mean, when you have that position in office, you kind of have to be that way. You have to be more business more than put your feelings into it. And to me, I mean, I'm kind of going away from the question here a little bit. I still think we have to wait and see with Bryce Young this year before you even think about giving him another contract. Really, I mean, we all want him to get that contract. Don't get me wrong. I would love to give him whatever contract for the long haul, so we don't have to worry about a damn quarterback
Yeah.
2-3 years down the road. So, I mean, I still think it's more like a deal that's got to be wait to the end of the season for Bryce Young. And I know that what I got in mind for Bryce Young this season, there's no reason why he shouldn't get a great contract.
Yeah, and I think it's this is a huge year for Bryce Young to go out and prove what the type of talent that he has. Let me welcome in Locks Man to the show. Locks, what's up, bro?
You hear me? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
So, what's the question? What's the question? Bryce Young, what?
Well, let me go back to Taylor Moton. Locks, what do you make of Taylor Moton not being under contract for next year? He got a little bit emotional talking about how this might be his last year here in Carolina. Do you think Taylor Moton will get extended to be a Carolina Panther for the next few years?
Um, I mean, looking at the post game interview, you said he did get a little bit emotional, so I'm thinking he probably want a little bit more than the Panthers are willing to pay him. But I mean, he's a very, very serviceable right tackle. Um, do I think he's gonna get re-signed? I mean, the way it's looking right now, from what I seen and what you said, it if he comes in this year and he plays his ass off and he makes a Pro Bowl, All Pro, and they gotta pay him more than he asking for him right now, then he might be gone. But as of right now, if they want to sign him, they better do it right now, because if he plays his ass off this year, it's gonna get higher. It's gonna get higher.
Yeah, it definitely will, man. And like I said, I want to see Taylor Moton get signed and get paid, but I also know that he's not getting any younger. And you have a bunch of other players that are going to need to be paid fairly soon. But he's been one of the most consistent players on the team. Let me go to Michael. Michael, what do you make of Brant Tillis essentially saying, that Bryce is an ascending player, but we're not worried about paying Bryce his second contract just yet?
Well, I'll put it this way, okay? And I'm glad that we're talking about this because, Bryce Young, he needs to prove himself to be a successful quarterback, because if he wants to show that he has that elite stuff that we want to see, then he needs to show it out there that he wants that contract, that he wants to be our quarterback for the future for
Yeah.
years to come. And, that's what we all want. We want to see him succeed. We don't want to see him fail. We don't want to see him get, sacked by other defenses but you know what? He needs to be a leader of men, and he needs to say, you know what? You guys please help me out. And by blocking these defenders, give me enough time in the pocket or do what I need to do to get this football out of my hands. So then that way, when the receivers are open, give them time to locate those receivers, throw that football, and then boom, we're off to the races.
Yeah. They've really set it up this year for Bryce to be able to do his thing. and to be able to spread the ball around and get the ball out of his hand. They gave him a ton of weapons between this year's first round pick and Taylor McMillan, who has continued to ball out of control, and Xavier Legette, who has also continued to turn it on. This is the year for Bryce Young to prove that he's worth that second contract. Shout out to Dynasty King for the $5. Said this is why I feel it was unrealistic for him to say if his performance will not impact Taylor Moton's, because of course it will. This is a great point too, because Kim Kwanu is also looking to get a contract extension, and I would argue that it's even more important for him to have a good year than it is Taylor Moton. We know who Taylor Moton is, but we're still learning if Kim Kwanu is amongst the better tackle prospects in the NFL.
Right, exactly. Let's all remember real quick. Taylor Moton, Adam Thielen, DJ Wanham, Cade Mays, Austin Corbett, Brady Christensen, Christian Roseboom, Josh Nyman. I can keep on naming them. All contracts are running out at the end of this year. So, right now you can say we've got a great offensive line. We have great depth at their offensive line, but let's go to the understanding. All your reserves contracts, except for Chandler Zavala's contracts, are up after this year. And if you look, Taylor Moton's contract's up. Icky will be on his 5th-year option next year. And Hunt and Lewis contracts are be a year or two away from expiring. So you're going to have to save money and re-sign and upgrade your offensive line next year regardless. So do you want to go in and have to find a new left tackle and a new right tackle, or just one? You can't go in and you can't give everybody the money they want. That's unrealistic.
You're right, Pickle. And
because if you give the quarterback $40 million, you give your receiver $20 million a piece or more, $30 million rather. You give each your left tackle and your right tackle $30 million. Come on,
that's a lot.
You're going to run out of right.
Go ahead, Jake.
Now, I was just going to say, add on to what Pickle's saying. Like, he's right. There's a good chunk of people whose contract ends up this year, and you do have to factor that in with decisions. I mean, that's why I understand Brant Tillis really is smart about keeping stuff close to his chest, because he does have to think about this stuff. He has to think about this stuff constantly. Like, if I make this deal with this guy, does that mean I can't keep these other two guys? Like, you do have to factor that in. And I mean, that is a good thing with the cap space going up every year, but you still have to factor in those deals, because especially like a quarterback's contract is no joke, especially with the way they're going. Wide receiver contracts are no joke. Thankfully, all our wide receiver outside of Adam Thielen's Young and Hunter Renfrow, outside of them guys, we have young rookies that's still on our contract, so you don't have to worry about them. And we got Chuba Hubbard's running back. The running back contracts you really have to worry about, because they've been basically chump change outside like Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Yeah, they really have. By the way, shout out to Padawan Panther. He asked, "Hey man, where will the C3 crew be for FanFest?" And we will absolutely be at FanFest. We are going to be at Clutch Poorhouse tomorrow at around 3:30 before the FanFest events start. Before the gates open at 5:30. Come by, say hello, take some pictures. Say what's up, man. Pickle's going to be there. Diesel, Skills, Cole, Jake is going to be there. It's going to be a fun time, man. So, C3 Padawan Panther, that's Clutch Poorhouse right behind Bank of America Stadium. Yeah, come through. Man, like thinking about that, there's a bunch of players that this year is very important towards their future longevity here. And Xavier Legette is one of them. And did y'all see that clip that was going around of Dolph Kleiman essentially kind of shitting on Xavier Legette? Saying,
I see that Princely response.
Yeah. Tell me what you thought about that whole thing while I pull that up.
Oh, I absolutely love it, man. Go ahead, Pickle.
I tell you, y'all need to understand, if you're on Twitter and you say something foul about one of these Panther players and Princely hears it, he gonna call your ass out.
Yeah, Princely's active.
That's what he does.
Princely ain't scared of to tell his 2 cents for sure.
That's it.
Like you talking
And
shit
if
about
anybody
one of
wants to
his
go
dogs,
over and I just read during practice, Princely decleated. Y'all understand what that means? Decleated
Mhm.
Raheem Blackshear.
he did.
All right,
Definitely did.
and a simple run play. Now Raheem Blackshear might be a little dude, but he's athletic. Y'all imagine what Princely do to an old man if you talk shit about his teammate. You
Yeah,
might wake up a few weeks in the hospital, but hey, don't worry. Panther Pick will send you a get well card. How's that?
that's very nice of you, Pickle.
Anytime,
Michael, how important is it for Xavier Legette this year to really turn it on? I mean, he was drafted in the first round last year. We traded up to get him, but you also drafted another first round wide receiver this year. What role did you see Xavier Legette playing in this offense?
Well, to be honest, it depends on the situations that we're in every single play because, like, when it comes to Xavier Legette, like, sure, he's had his troubles his rookie season with his catching ability. So if he starts focusing on his hand and eye coordination a lot, then Bryce Young will say, "Hey, you know what? If Taylor or McMillan, I'll just say McMillan. If McMillan is getting covered, hey, look, there's Xavier Legette, or oh, there's Adam Thielen, or et cetera, et cetera. He's gonna have those weapons around him, and we need to see how Xavier Legette is gonna transition into that receiver core to show that he is that number that first round pick because we can't just draft a receiver just because we saw what he did in college. He needs to prove that in the pros because
Yeah,
if you're in the pros and you don't do the stuff that you did in college or if not better than that, then why are we drafting them?
yeah. So this is the clip that Dolph Kleiman went out that sort of went viral. It's Xavier Legette versus J.C. Horn. And then it takes a shot at Xavier Legette being essentially seatbelted by J.C. Horn. And he says, thank God they drafted Teteroa McMillan. My man Twan Don, welcome back to the Friday Free For All. Jump in on this, bro. What do you make of this clip of J.C. Horn locking up Xavier Legette? And how important is this year to Xavier?
Yeah, man, I never left. Shout out to all of y'all, man, over here, C3, man.
Shout out to
Hope
Twan
y'all
Don.
having a great day today, man. I'm just now seeing this clip, man. The most I can say about what's going on in practice this year, first of all, shout out to the Carolina Panthers, man. Looking incredible in practice, man. And it's just started. All I see is iron sharpening iron on offense and defense, These got J.C. Horn is gonna get Legette better. They're gonna challenge Horn. He's gonna get better. With all the different types of receivers
yes,
he got
sir.
on our team, man. I mean, damn, we got a hell of a receiver group, and J.C. Horn gonna have to, he gonna go to action with all of them, So he'll be tested. They'll test him, and just all around the team together, man. Like it's like, bro, what's happening now is a beautiful thing, bro. I don't like to go off of feeling, but it's just I can feel it in the man. This team is got something to say this year. Well, I think we're gonna be really, really good this year, bro. People are gonna go. They're not gonna see it coming though, and that's how I want it.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. And also, I thought, this Dove Kleiman account, bro, he used to be pretty well respected, but now I feel like most of the shit that he puts out is just some clickbait bullshit. I don't know if y'all feel the same, but I don't know. It just seems sort of wild to me. That,
I agree, Cody. I don't follow him anymore just because all he does is he's doing a lot of things now just for attention. He's not reporting news. He's just reporting BS and just to get clicks, just to get people to click on him. And that's just, I just don't. I don't follow him anymore. If I want my news, I get it off a real source or somebody that I trust. I don't get it off him. So
Yeah, just like that other account that what is the ML football guy? He said
right.
Chuba Hubbard drinks ketchup. Like that was the post. He drinks ketchup. And then
Yeah,
there was another one. There was another one that said that Bryce Young was Mexican. That's all it said. Bryce Young, and it says Mexican underneath it.
yeah, I remember seeing that. And it did one with Christian Wilkins, kissing teammates.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? But hey, man, listen, I'd be remiss if we didn't bring this up. Shout out to Cheshire Cat with the $5 in the breaking news. Michael Parsons requested a trade. Dan Morgan picked up the phone and made the bid. I have not heard that last part, but gentlemen, what do y'all make of a potential trade for Michael Parsons? And would you be willing to give up 2 future first-round picks to go and get Michael Parsons right now? And the reason why I said 2 first-rounders is that's what the Bears had to give up to the Raiders when they traded for Khalil Mack when he was 27 years old, still in his prime. Is that a bridge too far? I mean, Michael Parsons is a superstar now. Would y'all make that trade for him?
No, absolutely not. You're not. It's not just giving up a few picks and you got Michael Parsons. You're going to have to make him the highest paid defensive player in the NFL without exception. No, because you do that. Let's just be clear. Go ahead and do that. You know what you've done? You've lost at least 2 first-round picks. You will not have the money to secure Taylor Moton. You will not have the money to even remotely think about probably re-signing Bryce if he plays well enough. And you just lost out on the money to re-sign Hickey. I mean, let's just be real. I'm not crippling my whole team to pay one guy. It's just not going. I'm just not willing to do that.
I hear you, man. I'm sort of the same mindset. I would love to have him, but man, that amount that we would pay for him,
Right?
Yeah, that's a little bit too much to me.
I mean, it hadn't worked out for a lot of these other teams offering all this money for these defensive linemen. I mean, there's a reason why you think about the Cowboys. The Cowboys overpaid their quarterback. They paid a bunch of wide receivers. They paid a bunch of corners. They paid almost everybody. Now they don't have money for Micah Parsons. Okay, well, then you take a look at the Bengals. The Bengals paid all these wide receivers. They paid their quarterback. Now they ain't got money to pay their defensive linemen. This money, there's a limit somewhere to how much money these owners are willing to spend and how much they can squeeze out of the cap. Now, if I would entertain the idea to trading for one of these defensive linemen if the NFL would just wipe off the cap, because David Tepper's got a lot of money if they just wipe out the cap, and I damn sure help him spend it.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, let me welcome in my boys back on the free-for-all. First up, we got my brother, the brand ambassador, D's Ill Skills, back on the free-for-all. D's, what's up, brother?
What is going on, Cody Lack? How excited is the C3 Legion to get together tomorrow, finally, and descend upon Bank of America Stadium? It's going to be epic. It's going to be heroic. It's going to be monumental, I think. It's going to be a great time. Me and Cole are here together on the pod. Excited about that. Got to meet Cole today for the first time, and we all get to hang out tomorrow. We've had a rough go, though. We had a bad thunderstorm, lost power here, and made me miss 30 minutes of my favorite show each and every week, the Friday Free for All. Cody, me, I'm always ready to roll.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, I had like I mentioned earlier, I had a film crew that was doing an interview with me today. So I went to Romare Bearden Park, and then by the time we came home, it started pouring cats and dogs, man. I had to wait in my van before I can get out, man. You know me, I'm like a cat. I'm not trying to get wet, bro. But man, dude, we're gonna have an incredible time tomorrow. Let me welcome in my brother C3 Cole. Cole, what's up, dude?
Cody Lack, I'm within shouting distance of the Queen City. It is good to be here. The beers are already going down cold, and I'm ready to watch some football tomorrow with you boys. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday, brother. Yeah, man. So listen, let's stay on this Michael Parsons subject. Cole, I'll let y'all jump in on this. Michael Parsons has requested a trade. Do you think Carolina should be in the running for one Michael Parsons, and is it feasible, especially if you had to give up
Can y'all hear me or not?
round picks?
Can y'all hear me or not? Yes or no? Can y'all hear me or not? Yes or no?
I hear you, Lox, but hang on one sec.
Yeah. Having a little.
Yep, now he's all staticky and shit. We'll go back to Lox. Cole, when are y'all jump in on this, man? What do y'all think about us trading for Michael Parsons?
Yeah, I mean, boy, that'd give us a defense then. We'd have a lot more faith in this defense if we had a star like Michael Parsons on this defense. To add that J.C. Horn and the retooled defensive front that we have, Derrick Brown back. I mean, that's all kinds of excitement. I don't know how realistic it is. I think the Panthers are going to shop around. I think they're going to check into it, Cody. I don't know that we've got the money to pay him right now, today, without redoing a contract or something. But, I mean, I know the boy, you talk about excited. We'd be favorites to win the division if we got Parsons, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we would have to, man. With the type of defensive talent like that, how would we not be? The question is, would you be willing to give up potentially 2 first-round picks? And if you missed it, I'm getting 2 first-round picks from the former Khalil Mack trade that had to be made when the Bears gave up 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack when he was still 27 years old and in his prime. Would 2 first-round picks be a bridge too far? Whoever wants it.
I mean, that's rich. I mean, I'm not gonna cancel it out. I mean, I'd look into it. He's probably worth it. He's probably worth the 2 first-round picks.
I tell you what I'd do. You know, what's his name earlier? Your Cat mentioned it in his money while ago. Dan would be neglecting his duty if he didn't pick up the phone call and say, Jerry, are you willing to trade him and for what? And just let that card go. You know what I'm saying? And now Jerry says, oh, well, he's not for trade, or, well, I'll trade him for about 3 first-round picks and then some. He said, well, Jerry, you have a real nice day, and hang up. But I agree with Dees. He would be an excellent talent. And if all you're giving up is 2 first-round picks, you may would accept that. But you're going to have to end up paying him probably to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. I just think you add all those in together, it would not help your rebuilding franchise. But go ahead. What you think?
Cody, I'm with the boys on that.
Cool.
Totally. I think you that's something you would do. Michael Parsons is a handful of players that you would do anything in this league to get on your team, especially when you had the worst defense in league history last year. But it's really not foreseeable for us right now, unfortunately. But if for some reason we did pull it off, there's not too much I would get rid of outside of a couple players, the essentials, Horn, Bryce, players like that. But there's not much I wouldn't do for Michael, for sure.
But, I always do say this, I understand that, yes, we would have to pay a crazy bag to Michael Parsons in order to bring him here. But I also see what other teams have done, what the Texans have done, what the Patriots have done with Drake May. When you have a quarterback that's on a rookie deal, this is the time when you're supposed to build your team. So it's like sometimes I feel like maybe we're penny pinching a little bit too much. Like, is there any player more worth it than a Michael Parsons? I mean, the dude is an absolute game wrecker. Ask us how we know. Every time the dude's in Bank of America Stadium, he is ruining our offensive game plan. Twan, am I crazy here?
Hell no, you're not crazy. The reason why I would definitely want to make that move is because we have a guy named Brent Tillis with our organization. He was with Kansas City. He understands money and how it works and what it takes. He would have to sit down with Dan and Tepper and draw out a plan that works. I trust his business acumen and what he get. If he says, look, it can't be done, then it just can't be done. But if it's a way that he can do it and we don't have to sacrifice a lot, fuck them first round picks. When you're getting what you know works for something that you got to figure out that works, man, people value the first round picks too much when you can get something special Michael Parsons is special. And you put him over there with that damn defense or whatever. The only thing that scares me with him is, like some of the off the field shit he was doing at Dallas, speaking on his teammates or whatever. Damn, bro, we really don't need to come over here and start talking shit about Bryce and other people on the team, because we're trying to build brotherhood over here with Carolina now. So
True.
That's my only concern. But when you got a chance to get something special, teams deal with all the bullshit when you go on that field and do special things. But I trust Brent Tillis in the situation and Dan Morgan that they would sit down if the opportunity came and said, look, move some pieces around and say, if we can do it, then do it. If you can't do it, then they're not going to entertain it.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 first-round picks. Is that too much of a price, though?
Fuck them first-round picks.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was saying too, man. Let me see. Locks, man, you with me, bro? Locks, man, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and
Yes or
clear.
no? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yes. Would you be willing to trade from Micah Parsons if it was 2 first-round picks and you had to make him the highest-paid edge player in the NFL?
His talent says yes, but everything else is like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to give up 2 first-round picks, and you got to pay him at least, $40-50 million a year. So, yeah, I'd do it. Just because he's Michael Parsons, I'd do it. Yeah, I'd do it. Just because he's Michael Parsons, I'd do it.
Hey, Cody, you ever heard the phrase,
you're not
you
going
got to pay to play?
Oh, yeah.
You got to pay to play.
Scared money don't make no money.
Yeah.
Scared money don't make no money.
Yeah, but let's also think of this. You need a car. You have to have a car. You gonna go buy you a Cadillac Escalade? It's the best car they make, probably. I ain't. I'm gonna go buy something I can afford. Just cause he's the best don't mean he's worth that kind of money. Because Princely looks like he's gonna be a star in the making.
But it does mean you deserve that type of money, though, Pickle. I mean, damn.
Well, I'm not saying he don't deserve it. I'm just saying I don't want to be the one paying him.
Got you. I understand that. Yeah, he deserves it. But I feel you. You say I don't want the Panthers to be the team that have to pay it out. My thing is, if Tillis can make it happen, and he's like, and we ain't gonna suffer from it, then if it really comes down to those 2 first-round picks, man, fuck them picks, bro.
I mean, reality though, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to get traded.
I don't think it is either.
I agree with that. I think it honestly comes down. I think not even a money issue or even a pick issue. I think it comes down simply, where do you think our team is at right now? Do you think we're contending for the division, or do you think we're going to the NFC Championship? Like, this is the type of move you make where you're so sure about your team, like this is going to get you over that hump. Like, unless you're there at that point, then you don't really make trades like this.
Right, and y'all remember what Myles Garrett said at the end of this past season? He wanted out of Cleveland. He was tired of it.
Yeah.
Scream, yell, kick, cream. He won out. He won out. They raised that money just a little bit. He said, "Oh no, I'm good. I changed my mind." So
a lot of people say that this is Michael Parsons attempting to do the same thing too.
Exactly.
Saying, "All right, man, I'm out."
One of the things I'm saying with Dallas, though, I'm pretty sure you guys are watching too, man. People are getting sick of Jerry Jones, bro. They're getting sick of him, bro.
Very sick of him.
Bro, you're going out there and saying shit about your own team right before training camp. The players on that team over there are getting tired of him. It's just like, bro, you better let your son take over before you fuck it all.
He took shots at Dak Prescott. He took shots at CeeDee Lamb before.
It's time for him to get paid.
If I'm Dak Prescott, or CeeDee Lamb, he takes shots at me. I'm gonna take shots back. What's he gonna do? Suspend me? Kick me off the team?
I
He
think
just
Jerry
might.
Jones.
Well, I mean, let him.
I think
And
Jerry Jones.
I'll follow. And I mean, you go through the NFLPA and you do all your little your grievances that you call it, and you make Jerry's life a pain in the ass.
I think
Eventually,
Jerry-
he'll kick you. Eventually, he'll get rid of you just because he don't want to fuck with you no more.
You remember when his team wanted to take a knee, and he said, "If anybody on this team takes a knee, they're fired."
Right. Then he turned around and went with him and took a knee.
I think he likes to sound
He
his voice
went
on.
right. He went right out
He
there
just
with him
likes
and took a knee.
power. He just likes to be able to the power to be able to fuck with people and tell them what to do with his power.
Right. But
Well, you
I
know
mean,
what?
yeah, and
Y'all remember that video with Jamie Foxx? Jerry Jones is wild, bro. Jerry Jones is a wild man. And I'm not talking about a good way.
Bro, he was wanting to know about them inches, Jake. What the fuck?
Bro, apparently, Cody, he knew all the inches on every player.
Bro, that's wild.
Wait, hold on.
Bro, you didn't know about this?
So you don't remember that?
You might have to
What
look
kind
this
of
up on
inches?
your own time, Twan.
I know he better not be talking about the inches. I think he's.
Bro, you might have to look this up on your own time, bro.
I'm out of here, bro.
Bro, there's a video with Jamie Foxx. He's sitting there chilling with Jerry Jones. He's talking about their 40 times and how big their joint is, bro. If I'm lying, I'm dying, and I'm still living, dude. Jerry Jones is wild, bro.
That's nasty work, bro.
That's
I believe that's the kind of wild I don't really need to know about.
Yeah, man. Like, that's not. But yeah, man, listen.
And now, you know what? He just all right. If Jerry likes them inches, then maybe he should trade Micah Parsons to the Cowboys for Crosby. Oh,
How stupid. Bro, listen, we need to change this subject. We're going down a bad
quickly.
I just had me a Heineken day, y'all.
Yeah. So listen, man.
Jerry Jones, you're a wild boy, bro.
He really is, man. But listen, Michael Parsons, I would love to have him, but I just don't think the Panthers are in a spot right now where they want to make some big time trade, man. Like, I just don't think so. I would like to see it, but I just don't think it's going to happen, man.
Well, one thing too, Cody,
yeah.
and I'll leave this alone. When a player wants out of somewhere, you're never going to give him what he wants because he wants to leave. It's different when the other team is fighting for him. If Jerry Jones is dumb enough to let this man walk, then we won't have to pay Parsons or any team what he wants because he wants out of there.
Yeah, no, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. But remember, though, Myles Garrett was demanding a trade, like you mentioned already. And then he said, hey, I'm out of here. And then Jimmy Haslam and the boys showed him that money, and now he's still with the Browns. I feel like this is a last resort scenario for Michael Parsons because either he gets traded to a team that's willing to pay him or Dallas finally ponies up and gives him the money that he feels that he's worth.
Like they always do.
Yeah, they normally do.
Why you got to put all these people through all this drama and when you always wind up paying them anyway?
Attention. He wants attention.
Hey, man, let me open up the microphone to Deez and Cole and Twan about the Taylor Moton situation that we mentioned earlier. Taylor Moton got a little bit emotional in his press conference talking about how he might not be here next year. Brent Tillis said, essentially, business is business, boys, and he's going to do what's in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers. What did y'all make of that whole thing between Taylor Moton and Brent Tillis? We'll go to Deez first and then Cole.
No, I like that you brought up this conversation. I mean, how can you be a Panthers fan and watch Taylor get emotional and not really like the guy more? Because it just made me appreciate him so much more. And all those years he put in, starting each and every game, not missing a game, always being there for the Carolina Panthers, playing solid for us. I mean, I know the money's a mess. I know it is. And, you know, we're paying him more than the Slater guy just got paid. Slater for the Chargers, I believe, just got $28 million per, and we're paying Moton this year, 31.5. But it's our own fault. It's the organization's fault. Maybe not the people in the front office now, but it's still the organization's fault that we're paying him that much because we've been kicking the can on him for years. And for him to get emotional, worry, and be concerned and worry about leaving this Carolina Panthers team just makes me like him so much more. And I hope that they find a way to get him a few more years on the deal. We did talk about this some last week about him staying or maybe changing tackle. I would rather keep the same unit together if we can, if we feel like they're going to be healthy, than to break it apart and then go try to spend high draft capital on that offensive line. I'm hoping that we're really looking to get a first-round defensive talent next year, Cody, rather than spending it on a right tackle or even a left tackle. I'm wanting the offensive line to have a fantastic year and us find a way, working with Brant Tillis, to retain Taylor Moton, Cody. Those are my hopes.
Yeah, listen, I love Taylor Moton. I feel like a lot of his future does depend on what he does this year. If he's still playing the best football of his career, why would you not invest on this offensive line and really make sure that this offensive line is solid from left to right for the foreseeable future? But like I said to Pickle earlier and the boys, I respect that Brant Tillis is a businessman and is not letting his emotions get into it, and that he's going to do what's best for the team when it's what's best to do for the team. Cole, what do you think about all this, man?
I'm actually right there with both of y'all, Cody. He's still a super productive tackle, and he's been a team leader for a while now, and I can't stress how important that is in the locker room, especially with the offensive line group. I know the knees are an issue, but knees are going to be an issue with any older NFL linemen, especially on the offensive tackles. I still think there's a spot here for him, and if both parties really want to get it done, I think they will, Cody. And I don't want that at the expense of Icky because he needs to stay as well. I want this line to stick together.
Same. I do
cohesive.
too. Yeah, man. Twan Don, his cap hit is $31.5 million for 2025. So you're going to have to renegotiate a new deal for him to be here next year and on into the future. If you're Brant Tillis, what is the right decision here? Do you want to see Taylor Moton here for another, 3 or 4 years?
I'm gonna be honest with you. There is no right decision, man. It's just a fucked up situation all the way around. You got a man who wants to end his career as a Panther, that so much that he got emotional about it. The NFL, it still is a business. In a perfect world, Brant Tillis would have said what he said differently. It sounded kind of cold, but it is business. It's just fucked up all the way around, man. I mean, it's two guys that's got to do their job. To see Moton, say, look, I feel like a rookie. Who are we not to believe him? It's like two things can be right at the same time, and it's just a bad situation. But the thing is he going to get out here? If he gets out here and shows everything, and he says he thinks this is going to be one of his best years ever, it's still going to be a tough decision for them to want to keep him. You know what I'm saying? Because then do you get rid of him early instead of later when he starts to break down where you can get things for him? It's just tough. I wouldn't want to be in this situation, bro. Like, especially in Tillis' situation, because either way he goes, he's going to piss people off. You know what I'm saying? But damn, bro, when you see a man that wants to retire a Panther,
yeah,
and wants to be here, and I don't compare it to Cam, but Cam wanted to be here. I truly believe Cam would have wanted to retire as a Panther. It's always sad to see guys who want to be here get chased off, because Carolina don't have a great history of paying their players. We've started to do that, but damn, bro, that it. I saw it too, man.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know.
But isn't it a weird thing when you see another grown man who's strong and buff as fuck? He's the definition of strength and masculinity, but yet you see him start to tear up. It hits a nerve, man. It's like, bro, this man has put so much emotion and has put everything into this team. He's put his body on the line. even when this team has not been very good, Taylor Moton continues to play consistent football. It strikes a chord with you, man. You feel for this guy, you know. I mean, if he's not in our future, I hope he goes to a legitimate contender for sure.
I hope we don't have to face him.
Yeah, man. I mean, our luck will probably be in the division, huh?
Because I don't know, man. With the Carolina Panthers we had the green light to do the right thing a lot of times in our future, in our past, and due to horrible GMs, we didn't. Josh Norman wanted to be here, and Gettleman got. It's like, bro, I don't think. Well, you know, we know the story about Peppers, but you know, didn't that come down to Peppers in a GM situation or some money and some shit? But then he found his way back here. We can name a lot of notable Panthers. I'm talking about good guys that wanted to be here, and like I mean, Addison, he didn't want to leave. They got rid of him. You know, we got the trend. It's still a business. I understand that. But damn,
absolutely,
you got to fight some of your fight for some of your players, bro.
Yes, sir.
We understand it's a business, but fans, man, we do latch on to certain players, man, because
right.
we do got our own players that we cherish and that we got a special spot for, because I mean we grew up. I got a phone call. My bad, y'all.
No, you're all right. Hey man, let me welcome in our friend, a longtime C3 contributor. We got Noah back on the free for all. Noah, how are you, bro?
What's up, guys?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
I've been doing good.
Good to hear, man. Happy to have you. Hey, man, dude, so many things that we've been talking about, but jumping on this Taylor Moton discussion, man, did you think Taylor Moton will get another contract after this year?
I don't think so. I think now the Carolina Panthers is going towards a younger talent. Not saying I mean Taylor Moton, he did contribute to a lot of things with the Carolina Panthers, but I feel like now how this franchise is moving, it's going more drafting. They're getting better at drafting, and we're going towards younger talent. I mean,
understandable. I mean, you know, how old is he again? Is that 31, 32? Yeah, he's around that age, you know.
Yeah. For Moton. So he thinks Moton's on the way out the door. It's really good to have you back, too, by the way, Noah. I miss you calling in to the Tuesday show. It's good to hear from you. I was thinking about you earlier today, so I'm glad you joined the show, man.
Yeah, Noah, you going to FanFest?
I am. I'm going to be there.
Yes, sir. You'll see us there, man. At around 3 tomorrow, we're going to be at Clutch Poorhouse. Okay. If you want to come and say hello and hang out with C3. And let me welcome in my boy, White Chocolate Espresso, back on the free for all.
Espresso in the building, bro.
What's happening, bro?
White Chocolate Espresso.
Kev, I'm gonna throw you a curveball, bro. Are we trading for Michael Parsons?
I mean, we should, but we're not.
Why not?
But the Dallas
because our history, man. We know our history. I ain't gonna trade anybody big.
Dallas just came out and said they have no interest in trading him.
I mean, I would love it, but I just don't see it happening.
I mean, for 2 first-round picks, you wouldn't do it?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm saying I don't think they will.
Shout out to Jake. He had to leave a little bit early. By the way, we all have some stuff to do before FanFest tomorrow, so we're probably going to get out of here early tonight at around 8:30. Appreciate y'all in advance. I wanted to make sure that we had a free-for-all for y'all to be a part of, but let me change up the questions real quick. Bro, these training camp battles have been getting chippy, y'all. Next, I believe it was...
Cody, I'm sorry to cut you off. Hey, look.
Yeah,
man,
go ahead.
I want to point out one other thing, too, bro. Like, Musa Muhammad didn't want to leave either, and Steve Smith didn't want to leave either. We're talking about big-ass names in our history. That's why Kev said what he said. Everybody knows what we do. We just think maybe it's changing now. Maybe they're starting to I just hopefully they do the right thing, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. But so listen, yesterday at training camp, Bryce Young, I don't even remember exactly what happened, but Nick Scott got up into his face, and Bryce Young was out there fighting back with him, man. Dude, chalk that up to another thing that's happened in training camp that is resembling these Super Bowl teams of old.
Hey, put up my picture. Now that you say that.
Ah, shit. I don't even know what I'm looking at, bro.
That's the receiving core for the 2003 Super Bowl.
Ah, shit. But, hey, man, it seems like there's been a lot of talk about there being a different energy around this team right now. Do y'all feel that is the truth? And if so, what did you contribute to that?
Man, that's just training camp shit, bro. They always fighting in training camp. There's always chipping it. People trying to get that rust off and shit.
You should be fighting at training camp, right?
Yeah, I think every team probably has something like this. At least they should. I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done putting like hype in the training camp because DJ Chark.
Yeah.
We all loved that dude when he was at training camp. And
DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah. Until week one, I reserve.
Noah, what say you, man? Have you been following this training camp?
I have. I mean, I feel like it's good. I mean, shoot, a little fighting ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Hell yeah, I agree, Noah. In 03 and 2015, we had major fights, and you know what? Nobody died. Nobody got put out for the season. Everybody come back, banged up, bruised up, but they still loved each other and took our ass to the Super Bowl. I'm all for it.
Hell, every year Steve Smith was on the team. There was a fight.
Well, he had a lot of he had a lot of build up anger. We was helping him recover from his mental stress.
Poor Kenny Lucas.
So I titled the show tonight, Are the Panthers Doing Their Fucking Job? Because this is what Ejiro Rivero yelled at the defense the other day when Bryce was essentially torturing him, putting balls in the back of the end zone and, really making plays on offense. And you see here, the defense must have responded because they have been balling out. You see J.C. Horn coming down with an interception. This is a huge.
Charles Smith Wade got an interception. Man. Shout out to Charles Smith Wade, the guy that a lot of Panthers fans don't want to see succeed.
Does anybody remember when I said? Does anybody remember when I said in training camp? I said the way it's going to be this year with the talent we have. I said some days the offense is going to get the best of the defense. Some days the defense is going to get the best of the offense. Yep. It's every day in practice is going to be Canales versus Evero. That's why I'm saying with the iron sharpening iron. These motherfuckers are going to get at each other, bro. But in the meantime, while they're battling it out in practice, when the game day come, they're going to all put on the same jersey. And hopefully that's when all that shit comes together, bro.
That's right. And you know what, Twan? What I want to see, these practices are great. They're practicing against each other, and they're making plays, and they're quote unquote getting to the quarterback, and the receivers are looking good. I love it, but I want to see this same mentality, the same fight, the same energy when we face other teams.
Yep.
Because no matter how much you look in training camp and practice, when you put it on regular season, it means something. When you put it on preseason and you or training camp and you don't care about the regular season, it don't mean jack shit.
Well, Pickle, I'm here to tell you, like Prince
and the
Revolution, we will see that next Friday.
All right.
A lot of questions.
Some dogs will cry.
crazy thing this year. I mean, a lot of the games are winnable. Like we're not playing like crazy teams. Like these are winnable games. Like the first like 5 games are winnable, and like I mean, hey, we lock in. Defense do defense, offense do offense. But I think don't we play the first 2 games preseason? Don't starters play or something like that? I think I seen something on ESPN about that.
I don't know who's starting
Yeah,
on our defense, really.
I don't think our starter is going to play in that first game.
First,
because
Yeah, they are.
First 2
Yes,
weeks, they said they're running.
yes.
The first 2
David,
weeks, starters are playing people.
right,
I've heard
right.
a lot
The
of
first,
teams saying they're not
the
letting their starters play in the first game.
well, the first 2 preseason games are going to start, and the third one is debatable.
Okay.
But I like it myself. I mean, I like it myself. We got a lot of young folks on this roster that needs to know some things about starting and then need to learn how to get ready for a game. Now, let's be real, y'all. I mean, let's be real. Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfrow, they don't probably need to start. I'm not 100% certain I'd put Timo out there. I probably wouldn't even play him. But, the rest of them I probably would put out there.
I don't know,
Well,
Pickle. Hey, with the way that competition is, I might want every opportunity my ass could get, bro, at that right wide receiver.
You might be right. You might be right.
I want to see
I don't
Bam.
want to take no games off.
You don't want to see who?
Bam.
Oh,
the linebacker.
Do you think he'll squeeze out a 53-man roster spot, Kev?
I mean, I feel like the linebacker and the safety position are like 2 thinnest positions we have.
Right. I mean, he has opportunity. I mean,
yeah.
And that's what I was just telling Cole. I mean, we need to see some of these backups. I mean, even tomorrow, Cole was saying we need to see some of these backups, 3rd string, 4th string, making some plays out there in this scrimmage that the Panthers are going to have.
Mm-hmm.
We need some depth on that defense. You guys know it good and well that we're thin this year, just like we were last year. We got starters, but we got Nick Scott behind starters. You know what I mean? We got unproven UDFAs behind starters at the linebacking core. I mean, we need to really see some guys step it up tomorrow. And as far as what we saw this week at practice, I loved every minute of it. I think the energy's there. I think the Dave Canales optimism bully is wearing off on these players, and they're going out there and they're trying to get better each and every day. And that's why we see them making plays and it going back and forth, like Twan was saying. That's why one day, the offense is on fire, and the next day the defense is coming away with 2 or 3 interceptions. It's because they're trying to get better, and that's what we need is that growth and development. Just like you were talking about in Chow Smith-Wade. If the Carolina Panthers draft this dude in the 5th round and he turns out to be somebody this season, like a real somebody who is a serviceable, reliable starter, we're cooking with gas in the draft, guys. Damn, we're just killing it if that's the case, Cody.
I'm pumped for this draft, man. Everything that we've seen so far shows me that they're hungry, that they're ready to attack the football. I'm loving what we're seeing so far, man. It's just I wonder if we're going to make any additions to this defensive backfield before the start of the season. And I wonder if we're going to wait to see the first preseason game before we make that determination.
And see, the beauty about our team is it don't matter who plays, and we're gonna be excited because everybody's trying to make this team. That's the beauty of it. We don't give a fuck who plays. It's somebody out there that's got something to say, that's trying to prove, whether it's in the rookies or guys, like they want to make the team, or the Renfro. Who don't want to see fucking Horn out there dogging people, running right by him, bro? Listen, and then at the end of the game, we'll say those wasn't even our fucking starters.
Yeah.
Who's starting at quarterback for the Browns?
Who knows?
They don't know yet.
They got like 5 quarterbacks, 6.
The Browns are
Gabriel.
You think Gabriel?
I think so. I think you'll see Shador too, but probably like they did old boy from Pickles' team last night. Start him in the second half or some shit like that.
Well,
think
now
in love with them, bro.
well, from what I heard on the radio, I don't know how true this is. Just as a Browns reporter, kind of putting out his opinion. He said that Flacco is. He said, remember, Flacco's in competition for the starting job, just like the rest of them are. He's in competition with Kenny Pickett, and the other quarterbacks are in competition to see who's going to back them all up. So, and before Kenny Pickett got hurt, he said that there were rumors that Kenny Pickett actually was ahead of Joe Flacco. So.
Hard, they might trade one of them.
Hard to believe, though, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Cody. It's hard to believe, but I've heard same thing what Kevin said. I've heard that don't be surprised if the Browns try to trade a quarterback. But I've also heard that the boy up there in New York, the back row to Wilson, he could be traded as well.
Man, Flacco,
What's his name?
Flacco couldn't even be on my team, bro.
What?
Jackson Dart.
No. The other. What's the other one? The Florida State guy. Yeah, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Jameis Winston could be on the block. He could be traded because Jackson Dart looks. Well, holy shit! Jackson Dart looks the part, and he looks like he's picking up things quicker than they thought he would, and. They want him to be number 2 so he can learn. And
I got Watson still too, right?
Yeah, Watson's on there too.
Oh yeah. Cleveland's got Watson, but he won't. He's basically on PUP. He won't be ready to play or anything till like week 15 or something. So they'll and at the end of this season they'll probably cut him anyway.
Fuck it, one of them got to work.
I'm sorry, I just feel like they should trade Sanders, bro. Trade him to a team that actually want him.
Apparently, he's been one of the best.
Well, I mean, he was available in the draft till round 5. I'm not certain there's a lot of team that wants him. I'm not being mean at all, but if they wanted him, most teams would have used a 4th or 5th round pickup on him anyway.
I feel like
you know what I'm saying?
They just wanted to follow suit with the rest of the dumbasses that passed on.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
You would think that New Orleans would be picking up the phone and stop trying to be cute over there.
No, they got a guy.
Well, I want the Raiders to do exactly what they're doing, or the Saints. I want them to do exactly what they're doing.
Hey, Cody, I want to ask you something, Cody. Have y'all seen the PFF running back disrespect? They had Ashton Genty ranked ahead of Chuba Hubbard, and he ain't never played a fucking game, bro.
Yeah, I know. But man, I'm so used to the disrespect. I'm like, what am I even gonna say now, man? Like, I know that these publications think Carolina ain't shit. They ranked J.C. Horn the 25th best corner in the NFL.
Yeah, I seen that.
Crazy shit.
Of course, I expect them to disrespect Chuba. Like, bro, Twan, what were you saying earlier? Let them sleep.
Let them sleep, bro.
Let them fucking sleep.
We gonna wake their ass up.
Just remember, when Chuba Hubbard looks better than Anshon Justin, I want everybody to go to that link, to that PFF article, and blow them bitches up.
Let them know.
Don't be nice. Make sure that they highly consider blocking your ass on Twitter. Blow their ass up. Make them understand they don't want no part of Panther Nation for the rest of their existence.
At all.
Let's see, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Noah, what you feel about the disrespect, Noah?
Bro, it's typical, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna start getting disrespected until
we win.
Until we start winning. This is until we start winning. That's when they're gonna start putting respect back on the Carolina Panthers name. And I feel like this year is the perfect year to start winning. I mean, our schedule is not like the Browns where we got like 5, I think they got like 5 weeks of just like straight hard teams.
Did they ever respect the Carolina Panthers? Well, remember who was undefeated? Didn't they say we were one of the worst undefeated teams?
Bro, so did y'all watch that Superman that the Charlotte Observer put out?
Watched it yet.
Yeah, they brought up the fact that I remember Ron Rivera talking about it and how he used that as motivation for the team going into the game on Thanksgiving with the Cowboys because Tony Romo was coming back. They were like 3-8 or something wild at the time. We were undefeated, and the Cowboys were the favorite. What
remember
the
that.
fuck was that, man?
I remember that 100%.
So if I was
then Luke
Canales,
Kuechly and then
if
Luke
I
Kuechly
was
happened.
Canales, yeah, and Kurt Coleman happened too, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
dude, if I was Canales, I'd be doing the same thing. I would show Chuba that they have Ashton Genty ranked higher than him. I would show J.C. Horn the 24 other corners that they have ranked higher than him. I would show Teddy-Roa McMillan the other odds-on favorite to be the the offensive rookie of the year. Show them everyone that everyone thinks is so much better than them because we have something to prove. That's what I'm doing.
Can we all agree?
Simple.
Can we all agree on one thing that this is a
Sure.
make it or break it year for Bryce?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Talk on that, Noah. Go ahead.
All right. Look, we had 2 years of straight BS. All right. Now, all right, we got your wide receiver core is elite. You got Hunter Renfrow, elite route running. Jimmy Horn Jr. he's pretty he's a fast guy. We got Leggett, we got Tedero McMillan. I mean, we got all these people. I mean, it should be no excuse. Your offensive line is pretty solid. I mean, look, it's a make it for breaking for a couple of people. What's his name? Eric Vero.
Yeah.
It's a make
Mhm.
it's a
Mr.
little,
Rivera. Mhm.
I mean, it's a make or break a season for a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I just feel like
Truth, man. And listen, we talked about that earlier because Brant Tillis pretty much came out and said that Bryce is not on the short list to get paid right now. He said that he's an ascending player, but you know that they're essentially being patient, which I respect that, man. Brant Tillis is a cold businessman, and I need that on this team.
Well, he's dealing with the agents, and the agents are cold-hearted businessmen too.
Yeah,
they're not going to give.
absolutely.
They're not going to give an inch either. These aren't. It's not like we negotiate with the player. That's not the case. We're negotiating with these lawyers, these guys that are agents for these players, and that they don't back down either. So I think a lot of this is interesting. I like that point you just brought up about Avero saying bad words on the sideline. That's not really in his character. We've never seen that from him before. And to Noah's point, you'd have to think that maybe he's starting to feel the pressure. Maybe that seat's getting a little hot over there on the defensive side of the football. Maybe it's time to grow and develop players, and it's time to do it now. And it's not no more of just cutting players and bringing in vets like we've been doing for years that hasn't worked over and over and over. So I think there's a lot of passion being put into this team right now for these guys to improve and get to where they need to be quickly. And I'm impressed with what the defense has done this week. One of the guys that we didn't get a chance to talk about was Thornton. I can't wait to see what Thornton does tomorrow.
Oh,
He's had days where he got smoked, but our wide receivers have smoked everybody back there, to be honest and to be fair. And then second of all, we've seen Thornton come down with some plays too. So like you guys know, we need depth at corner. We can't afford for a Mike Jack to go down or something like that. How catastrophic would that be for the defense right now? So I'm looking for a guy like Thornton tomorrow to step up, and I'm excited to see what he can do for this defense and maybe back up Mike Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, there's so many players I'm ready to take a look at tomorrow. Obviously, Bryce Young himself. But
I want full pressure on Bryce tomorrow. I want to see how he's gonna work under that pocket.
Ain't no way in hell they're gonna let them do that.
I want full pressure.
Hell no. They gonna tell them to still stay away from his ass.
I mean, I thought you meant like pressure to see him performing the right way.
Yeah.
But I hear that too. By the way, Canales mentioned today that we are going to see them play about a series or two during preseason. Michael, what do you think about that? Canales saying that they're going to play Bryce and the starters for one series in both preseason games 1 and 2. What do you think about that, Michael?
Well, Honestly, I just want to see all of our starters play all 3 games because, like, honestly, I know that we want to see our backups play, but like more importantly, we should be giving our starters the opportunity in every game to play. And yes, like you know what, we need to start, thinking of it this way. Like all this time, we haven't been seeing our starters play their best football yet. So now would be the time to, say, hey, we need to play our starters these 3 preseason games, and then when the time is right to put in our backups, that's when we go in for that attack mode, and then we just start pouncing on people.
Love it. Love it. Is there anyone opposed to seeing our starters in preseason? Or am I the only one that's I don't even chance it?
I want to see him play. I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see him play.
I want to see how it's gonna work out. I don't want to wait until like the first week and then it's some typical Panther ish. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see
Right.
how it's gonna work out. The first 2 games, and then we can fix it. Then go into week 1 better.
Sorry about that, Cody. That was me, man.
I was going to say something about that on what Noah said. That these guys, they don't feel like they're the same Carolina Panthers. Multiple players have stepped up and said, we're not the same old Carolina Panthers. And if their mindset is that, and if their mindset is they are going to win, that is a good mindset for this football team. We need that mindset going forward, and it's reflective in practice because there was a moment that happened, I believe, today or yesterday where Bryce pulled the offense to the side, and he said, look, we got to bring the level up. We got to play harder than this. We got to try harder than this. We got to make this count. This is our time to get better. And the offense responded. And that's the kind of leadership that we want to see out of Bryce, and he certainly does have a lot to prove this year, especially with that wide receiver core. And it's the same side on both sides of the ball. These guys have got to get out there and do it, but it seems like they believe in themselves, and that's really probably a lot of the battle. You don't want to go out there feeling like you can't win the game. We need guys that believe in each other and believe in themselves. And I know good and well we're heading in the right direction with that, Cody.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree, man. And
100%.
listen to that point too. Cheshire Cat says Bryce Young's voice sounds manly in the conference room. I almost feel like a lot of these Panther players have more of a bravado about them this year, like a swag to them, like they're really feeling themselves this year. I think that we need that. What do y'all attribute that to? Is that just players that have been here for a while that finally feel like they're settled in, that they know how to, the speed of NFL football, they're comfortable with their surroundings? What do you think is responsible for this jump in energy that's being reported amongst our players?
Because they gotta have something to prove. They got something to work for. Like last year, everybody was just throwing the Carolina Panthers name into the ground. We didn't really get respect until like the last 5 games when like we had that game with the Eagles and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, now they got something to work for and strive for. So I mean, that's a good energy in the building.
I agree with Noah, man. I just think the team is tired of being disrespected. The other half is that we went out and got guys that came from winning programs that didn't come over here with losers' mentalities that are like, I don't got shit to do with the old Panthers regime and what they did back in the day. I'm here to win. And if you got to bring guys over that's going to be more vocal about winning, we've seen what Trayshawn Wharton has done over there on that defense and the way he talks and commends when they talk or whatever. I mean, I feel like we finally got some real dogs over here. We're not dealing with no puppies, and so I love the attitude. I love the guys, you know what I'm saying, the roar and the stink. I mean, they just look, they saw the disrespect, but we didn't really earn any respect.
Yeah.
But like now when they do social media like we do. A lot of those guys are younger than us. So they see that shit and look, JC Horn looks at a list and goes, oh, they still disrespecting. Or somebody looks at the list, oh, they still disrespecting. So them guys, they gonna say that shit amongst each other. And it's just like, look, you get to talk about it, or we can get out here and show people that we're not fucking around this year. And I'm glad to hear our head coach say teams don't want to play us this year.
Oh, that was hard. I love that, man. I love that. I want the team to take that into the season. Cole, what say you, man? Are you liking this new energy permeating the team right now?
It's different, and it is something that I really am enjoying seeing. I just don't know which way it's going to go, but right now I do feel good about the defense, way better than I did. It is good to see Avero have some fire underneath him. With as hot as his seat is, it only makes sense. So hopefully everybody can show out. Best case scenario for us, I still believe, is we have a good defensive season and he gets a head job and we get some free picks for it. Still hoping for that.
So we'll cap it out with this. Everyone, what are y'all wanting to see from FanFest tomorrow? Now, I know not everyone will be there, but they will have a broadcast, right?
No.
Oh, they're not going to broadcast it at all?
They were not going to broadcast it at all.
But no, how about this? What is some stuff, if you're going to be there, what is some stuff that you would like to see? And if you're not going to be there, then what's some stuff that you would like us to look out for amongst this team? Let me start with my man, D's Ill Skills. D's, what are you going to be looking for tomorrow at FanFest?
Well, closely at that secondary. I want to see how they look against this wide receiver room. It is my expectation that our wide receivers are better than our defensive backs as a whole. I'm not saying that, Jimmy Horn's better than J.C. Horn or anything crazy. I'm just saying that as a whole, I think that wide receiver room is better than the cornerbacks and the safeties. So even in the 7-on-7 period, I'm expecting to see those guys able to win. Where we watched Bryce, even last year, Cody, those wide receivers didn't exactly win a lot for him. Mingo was able to get open. We did see some of that, but not a whole lot else happened that day. David Moore made some catches, some contested catches. So I'm looking to see for the wide receivers like Renfro, like McMillan, those guys to make serious plays on the secondary tomorrow. That's probably the main thing I'm watching. And then I'm watching for some linebacker depth too, some guys that we can grow and develop. We really need that. And maybe we hit on one of those UDFAs. So I'm excited to see that as well, Cody.
Yes, sir. I'm pumped to see that. Let me go to my man, Panther Pickle. Pickle, what do you want to see from FanFest tomorrow?
I want to see the defense react, and I want to see the offense perform in running and passing, and I want to see the defense react accordingly to those. I don't have to see a bunch of sacks and massive hits. I expect that to come. What I want to see is reaction, better reaction than we've seen at any time last year.
All right. Torn Don, what would you like for us to look for on this Panthers practice tomorrow, man?
Well, unfortunately, I won't be there. So I just, my honest answer is really just that they have fun and no one gets injured.
Preach.
So that's my real answer.
That's it right there.
I'm gonna get in my private jet and fly up and pick up Pickle. You know what I'm saying? And me and Pickle gonna be down there. We're gonna be look up in the sky. You'll see me and Pickle in the blimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's it, man.
Broadcasting live from above.
Call that the Blimpy Boys. The Blimpy Boys up there looking down on the stadium.
Bro, that would be hot as hell, bro. That would
yes,
be a flex.
If you feel something wet on your head, don't sweat it. It'll be all right. Just a little rain.
Pickle pissing on him. Let me go to my man Michael Wydrick. Michael, what would you like the C3 Legion to look for tomorrow as we're watching FanFest? Anything in particular?
Well, I'm not going to be there either, too, so that kind of sucks, though. What I would like to see, I'm just like Twan. I want to see them have fun, have no injuries, no problems, no nothing. Just out there having fun, doing their thing, man. That's what I want to see.
Yes, sir. Let me bring in my man Cole. Cole, give me one thing you're looking for tomorrow, bro.
I'm going to be watching the inside linebackers the hardest out of everybody to make sure they can have good gap containment on run plays. If we don't stop the run, Cody, we're dead. Doesn't matter what the offense does.
DOA. Last
Well, I
but
mean,
not least, my man
we're playing
Noah.
ourselves, right?
Noah, what are you looking for tomorrow as you're watching Fan Fest, brother?
I want to see Bryce Young step up. I want to see their defense play hard. Where I want to see Taylor McMillan make some catches, man, one-handed, like he been making that training camp. And I
Come
just want
on,
to see us have. I want to see us have fun, basically, man. Have fun. Yeah.
Tess say he don't do that shit in real games.
Bro, I'm looking to see if my man Hunter Renfro looks as crispy running them routes in person
Who else
as
didn't
he
know
does
that?
in all these videos, baby. Let's
else didn't know
go.
The one thing I don't want to see is because we've been practicing on natural grass and dirt. We go into that stadium, we're going to be practicing on turf. I don't want to see any injuries.
No injuries, bro.
Yes, sir. That's it. No injuries. Can't have that before the start of the season, man.
At least watch the players.
C3 Legion. I love y'all. It's a shorter show. If y'all would like to come hang out with the C3 Legion, we will be at Clutch Poorhouse tomorrow at around 3 p.m. Come hang out, say hello, have a couple beers with us, and then we're going to go to the stadium.
Take a picture.
This Panther. Man, we're going to take a bunch of pictures, bro.
No, I'm saying tell the people, find Cody,
man.
Take a picture. Find D's, take a picture with D's. Find
Come
Cole,
say what's up, man. We're C3 Legion is outside. I have been your host for today, Cody Lashley. We'll be back this Tuesday for another edition of the C3 Panthers Podcast. C3 Legion, keep pounding.